Daddy!
So tell me this, what makes a game memorable? There are many answers to that, ranging from the graphics, the gameplay, the characters used for certain kinds of SFM videos, the weapons, or even the worlds and levels. You know what else makes it memorable? The soundtrack. See this gameplay right here? It has the looks, the gameplay, the character, but it feels incomplete without the one thing.
Tear gas will be deployed. All officers on site, leave now.
See what I mean? Music ties everything together if done right. I mean, from the early days of Super Mario Bros. 8-bit and Doom's MIDIs, to Gran Turismo's jazzy menu music and Atlas's ambient jungle beats. And what will you do without the licensed punk soundtrack while skateboarding inside of an abandoned warehouse? Guess you know where this is going, huh? Roll the montage. Today's opening episode focused on the creation of the greatest skateboarding games of all time. So gather around everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Lost Legends. Tony Hawk's Rise of the Pro Skater. This is going to be an extra long one because roses are red, violets are blue. We're talking Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. The classic ones exactly. Before we get to the main meat and you attempting to skip this portion, I'm going to point out to this documentary known as Pretending I'm a Superman, which focuses on the THPS series, including interviews of not only the Birdman and the other skaters, but also ex-Neversoft devs. I recommend you get yourself a copy and support these people. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by them in any way, but some of the info will be taken off from this one. Also, PS, I didn't know there's a new THPS game being announced by the time I uploaded this video, but if it gets a spike in views because of that, then so be it. Today's episode is about a company going near bankruptcy, skateboards, Birdman, and Bruce Willis. We begin the tale of a Californian-based company known as Neversoft. But before Neversoft, there were 3 guys named Joe Jewett, Chris Ward, and Mick West, who were working for a video game division from Malibu Comics. After Malibu Comics was acquired by Marvel in 1994, Malibu Interactive went out of business. Our trio eventually founded Neversoft Entertainment in July of that year, and started working on games based on licensed properties, with the first one being Skeleton Warriors by Playmates Toys. Then there was Ghost Rider for Crystal Dynamics in 1996, but got cancelled 6 months in development, and probably added to a list of potential Lost Legends material in the future. Then, there was their fancy game engine that was put into use with a project known as Big Guns, and the PlayStation port of MDK.
Murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill.
They sold the Big Guns idea to Sony, then it was renamed to Exodus, which suffered more design changes than the Rayman title, until November 1997 they cancelled the project. At least MDK was released on time. The fallout was the fact they were running out of staff, funds, and reaching the doors of bankruptcy. They were eventually saved by one company during a meeting, and they were given a deal. Develop a game called Apocalypse, and a skateboarding game. That company being Activision, because they were interested in their game engine when they were working on that Exodus game for Sony. To give you the quick and dirty on Apocalypse, the game was first developed by Activision themselves. It's a 3D twin-stick shooter where you're some dude fighting alongside Bruce Willis like a buddy cop film. Troubles pile up as the game not only lacked the active vision, but the feature creep, instability, and paid too much money to have Corbin Dallas from The Fifth Element on board. In other words, it's too expensive to cancel and too broken for release. Yes, even for Activision standards. When they got Neversoft to finish the game, as they were given several months, they restarted the whole thing with the materials given and put that Exodus engine to good use. That and made Bruce Willis the playable character, cause allegedly playtesters wanted to play as him. When that's completed and into store shelves, the Neversoft eyes set its sights on creating a skateboarding game. Now prior to Neversoft's take, there isn't many skateboarding themed entries out on the market. There are some games like California Games and TNC Surf Design that include skateboarding, but for a game that's solely focused on the hobby, I can only count them in my one hand. I mean, there's 720 Degrees, Skate or Die Electric Boogaloo, and the most then recent was Sega's Top Skater, which I think was the best skateboarding game at the time, but sadly never got a home release. The bar for making a good skateboarding game on the home market is simply Ollie Distance, as EA's Top Skater knockoff was awful. I mean, look at this. Pitiful. Development began in around May 1998, using a modified beta version of Apocalypse where Bruce Willis is riding on a skateboard in the game's levels. Activision originally wanted this to be a racing game, similar to Sega's and EA's take. That was changed after Neversoft showed them what their engine was capable of, and the racing idea was abandoned in favor of a more free-roaming approach, with objectives and stuff. Just a few months later, the publisher hired the one and only Tony Hawk to be the face of the game. Also, he's more involved in the development than just having his name and likeness. You'll see. A bit of a tangent is, why him? Why not some other skaters like Stacy Peralta, Danny Way, or Tom Green? Well, to give you a bit of skate culture lore, there's not a lot of media that focuses on that type that isn't from those skate videos or Thrasher magazine. Yeah, there may be a few games, a few movies, but none's really sparked it hard enough to become mainstream. Until the late 80s to early 90s where a new form of skateboarding emerged. Street skating. When street skating became popular enough, some sports-themed bigwigs decided to make it mainstream, and out comes the X Games in 1995. Tony Hawk became the poster child, and according to one Neversoft producer named Scott Pease from the documentary, they were searching for one through the magazines, one who looks like the de facto skateboarder, had a likable personality, etc. And Tony Hawk fits the bill perfectly. Not to mention, Tony Hawk was already at the radar of some other game publishers. An unknown PC game company who created a very crude engine that proved that they don't have any faith in skateboarding games. Nintendo rejected him after a single meeting. And even the newly formed Rockstar Games were Thrasher Skate and Destroy. But Hawk backed out of that idea due to how hard it is to play. That I agree with. I mean, have you ever tried playing Thrasher after playing THPS? That's like playing an FPS game with a Thrustmaster. Though give credit where credit's due, Thrasher is one of the very first games to utilize ragdoll physics. The 11-man Neversoft team went out to do some research, ranging from studying real-life skaters, head to local skate spots, and Joel Jewett himself built a half-pipe in his backyard, just to practice skateboarding and use it for motion capture to make the tricks as realistic as possible. That is what I call dedication. Tony Hawk's involvement beyond name and likeness includes beta testing, what approves to the spirit of skateboarding, and his connections with other skaters. So they called up Chad Muska, Andrew Reynolds, and others, replacing the generic ones that's already in the prototype. Sadly, yes, that includes Bruce Willis. Development went on for over a year and a half without a hitch or a snag, and the game's ready to be shipped. Almost. The Neversoft team watched the 1999 Summer X Games live to watch their co-worker do the impossible. No, not the down square method, but a trick that Hawk and the others tried to land for over 10 years, but couldn't. Until that night.
Get the voodoo vibe going! Get him going!
If I were to National Geographically explain this, his friends right here are putting their hand on Hawk's helmet like they're lending him their energy, just like Goku preparing the Spirit Bomb to finish off Kid Buu. The skateboards clash on the half-pipe lip are like the beats of a war drum, and the air is more electrifying than The Rock during his prime. This is the moment that changed the world of extreme sports forever. Roll the clip.
Pitching it up. Everybody picture it. Here we go. Feel it.
One last-minute addition to THPS before it went gold was the 900 trick for Tony Hawk. After the shiny cherry was set and the game went gold, this legendary title is born.
Since we're covering the sequel, let's briefly talk about it. We all know that THPS 1 sold gangbusters, and that means a sequel is warranted. Actually, it's already been greenlit a while before the game's release. 1 week after said game's release, Activision bought Neversoft, and the work team has increased. Though some of which were split off to work on Spider-Man, which is a certified classic. By the way, the House of Kotick bought them for $12.3 million, or $22.53 in today's money, which is less than 1/18 of Concord's budget. I think I should use Concord's ridiculous budget as a comparison for economy. Yeah, don't judge me on that. What were the grand plans for this? Simple. Make new levels, more skaters including the Godfather Rodney Mullen, customizable characters and level editors, and add new mechanics like manuals. They'll plan to be in THPS 1 but scrapped due to time constraints. This game was done in under a year and released in the new millennium. And so, the 2 legendary skateboarding games are born. Yeah, I think we know where this is going, but how well does these 2 hold up? Yeah, looking at the time bar, my friends. Oh yeah, Brief History is supposed to be a short chapter. Brief History, short chapter. Oh yeah, right. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is one of the most influential extreme sports games of all time. It also introduced many players into the skateboarding culture with known figures such as Jamie Thomas, Kareem Campbell, Bob Burnquist, Rube Glifberg, Elissa Steamer, and Tony Hawk himself, along with 2 secret skaters, Officer Dick and Private Carrera. The latter can be accessed by a cheat. With them, you get to skate, bust tricks, and complete objectives in some of the game's most iconic levels, like the Warehouse, School, Chicago, the Mall, Downhill Jam, and the final level taking place in the Area 51-inspired Roswell. If you compare this with the magnum opus of skateboarding games called Tony Hawk's Underground 2, then it's awfully limited in terms of gameplay. Seriously, it has come a long way from busting 15 million point combos if you put in some effort. You have to deal with THPS 1 without, and I'll bring in the list. Focus mode, getting off your board, wall plants, sticky slaps, acid drops, spine transfers, hip transfers, switching grind and manual tricks, shuffling, flipping your board, double tapping and triple tapping tricks, reverts, balance bars, Shrek, and manuals. But I already mentioned that one. Without those, your combo opportunities are extremely limited. I think you could try to get 100k if you found a consistent rail line. I don't think the skateboarding part is what makes THPS so memorable. No, it's definitely the soundtrack. Although I can't play this on YouTube, but you know the jams. You know, like Police Truck, Psycho Vision, Here and Now, Committed, and everyone's favorite which was burned to your brains when talking about the Tony Hawk games, Super. This game made Neversoft a household name, and by extension, saved them from extinction. Despite the primitive gameplay, this one's a refreshing take on the skateboarding genre, which in itself was sparse and inconsistent. But now Tony Hawk had set the precedent. It even managed to sell more than enough to warrant a sequel, which the Pierce Eyeball Company is more than happy to do. Just a year later, Tony Hawk 2 arrived and is improvement over the first game, featuring some of the more iconic levels like Hangar, Venice Beach, School 2, Marseille where that secret room blew the minds out of players back in the day, and the legendary Skate Heaven, where it's based off some legendary skate spots that no longer exist, and one based off Hawk's backyard. The game also introduced manuals which added a new paradigm of busting wombo combos, along with switching sides of boards, double tapping tricks, and more. With that, the list of objectives has been doubled, and includes shopping, which in this series seems underutilized. What isn't underutilized are character and level creations, where this game introduced. THPS 2 also included special guest characters such as Spider-Man, plus some Japanese skaters in the Japanese version and Finn KL for the Koreans. And this is the first game to be ported on Windows, but good luck trying to run this on a modern OS without knowing what DG Voodoo is. If you want to talk about music in this game, well, they added rap and hip hop to the mix of punk rock. So they included Rage Against the Machine, Fu Manchu, Powerman 5000, Styles of Beyond, Dub Pistols, Naughty by Nature, Public Enemy featuring Anthrax, and more. All bangers, by the way. There's only a few notable problems when it comes down to THPS 2, like the Creator Skater is limited to males only. Combos will stop dead if you jump off a quarter pipe because reverts aren't invented yet, and the infamous Big Drop. Oh, you know, the mechanic that will kill your combos outright if you jump off a greater height, unless you do an almost frame-perfect jump press or you just bail. This edition would have crippled the entire game, so the following entries and even the modern remake just outright removed it because it isn't fun. So yeah, these games have a common gameplay loop, which is complete a list of objectives under a 2-minute time limit. The common ones being achieving a high score, collecting skate letters, find a secret tape, while each level has some niche things like grind a few rails, perform a certain trick at one spot, knock down some objects, and other tasks. Completing a certain amount of objectives unlocks a new level to skate through. The skate competition breaks the gameplay loop to do some 1-minute freestyles and hopefully win a gold medal if you pull off the sickest moves. If you manage to beat the game, you get an FMV of the skater you picked, and probably unlock the secret skater or secret level. Believe it or not, these games are actually short. Like the time of length that Angry Joe will blow a gasket if I said you could beat the 2 games at around a couple hours. Or about 20 minutes if you tend to speedrun of all golds and golds. Then again, these games are one of those types that are easy to play and hard to master. And my footage shows that I just suck at these because of the lack of mechanics that was later introduced in other games. Now, both games had ports outside of their original versions by Neversoft. There's the GBC ports by Natsume, the E-rated Nintendo 64 ports by Edge of Reality, the Dreamcast version by Treyarch, Grey Matter for THPS 2's PC release, and Vicarious Visions for the GBA port of THPS 2 and onwards. Most of these are quite decent, while the GBC ports aren't that great due to extremely limited gameplay. Now, are these games worth getting? Hell yeah! Maybe not THPS 1 because it's primitive, but 2 and later games are a must-have. You know, as long as you don't buy the Robomotor ones. Press F in the chat for those who play Tony Hawk's Ride and Shred. Now, anyways, do you want to see some betas, the protos, the demos, mid-development works in progress that are weeks if not months away from being completed and went gold? I mean, this is a Lost Legends thing after all, so of course you want to see them. The THPS games had a plethora of builds dumped to the internet, such as Archive.org and The Hidden Palace. We have a total of 9 builds from the 2 games, reaching toe-to-toe with Dusk. Well, until I made an update on Dusk a while ago where a 10th build emerged. Now before you ask, yes, there's a lot more than 9 builds. However, for the sake of time and avoiding turning this video into a hyperfixated mess that matches the length of an average YouTube video essay, we're going to focus the ones developed by Neversoft themselves, with only 2 exceptions. Seriously, I have 21 pages on the script that's nothing but text. This chapter alone covered almost half the script. THPS 1 had plenty of builds from the PS1, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and even the N-Gage. There's only 4 builds for the PS1 I'm covering, dated from April, July, and September 1999 respectively. I've also come into light that there's an earlier build from February, posted by none other than Tony Hawk himself. However, that one is yet to be dumped at the time of writing. Oh wait, Tony, if you're watching this, can you show off that build in a decent quality if you have the chance? I mean, I want to see what we're missing. Then for THPS 2, we're covering the March, May, and July 2000 builds for the PS1, also the June 2000 build for PC, and the April 2001 build for the Nintendo 64. One thing to note before diving in, I'm going to highlight the more interesting aspects since there's so many. There are plenty of smaller things I'm going to gloss over like tricks and board designs. I leave those to the experts who are more dedicated to THPS than I do. Let's begin with THPS 1 with our earliest build to date. This is the earliest version of any Tony Hawk game we have at the moment. Dated over 4 months before the final build, it is wreathed with changes, starting immediately with the title screen and the very logo. The logo used the famous meme font Impact, but altered to make it a little more gritty. On the main menu there's only 2 options, single session or 2-player. They both function just fine. The character select is also different, and I swear this is not an emulator issue, this offset is just like that. Anyways, we have a range of skaters like Tony Hawk, Bob Burnquist, Jeff Rowley, Bucky Lasek with a completely different outfit, Chad Muska, the Virgin Muska, the Chad Muska, Pro Skater Chad Muska, and lastly some guy named Chad Muska. Jokes aside, Kareem Campbell's in-game model is there, but the other guys use Tony Hawk as a placeholder. One curious note is that Alyssa Steamer, Officer Dick, and Private Carrera aren't in this build. Also note the obscure competition medal section, citing there was going to be a 4th one mid-development. After selecting the skater, we have an option of 10 maps. 9 are playable, but Classic Concrete crashes the game. There are some notable names that didn't make it in the final game, like Suburbia, Downhill, and the Freeway. Also, did you notice that the iconic warehouse level isn't in this one? Well, guess what? It's not even created at this time of development. The general gameplay is simple. It's a 2-minute adventure with skate letters and bonus points like in the final, but all the levels will have a roaring crowd like it's a skate competition. I think they didn't finish the objectives here, but that's not the main focus. The focus here are the levels. The school. Right off the get-go, you start on the floor instead of the awning. The gym has half-pipes behind the bleachers, fans on the roof, and there's no building blocking the view of the courtyard and pool areas. The Freedom Walls texture is literally a 411 VM FMV that plays Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, which is the only song used in this build. There's another one behind the gym area. Downtown. Downtown used to have a parking lot. There are some temporary textures used, including that 411 VM video. There's also some stranger textures like these arrows pointing at this particular wall, and another graphic that says race also pointing there. I assume that this is one of the remnants of the racing game concept. Another guess is that Downtown is meant to be much bigger, but more on that in the next chapter. Skate Park, Chicago. Besides the name change, I don't see a lot of differences between it and the final. Perhaps the place looked a bit dull without the brand logos like Neversoft on the U-shaped pool, Skate Street at the halfpipe, and Transworld skateboarding placed at opposite ends of the arena. However, there is this restart point if spawn sends you to a test level, where it's the flattest of flatlands that's made for testing out the terrain properties. Guessing that this is the classic concrete level. Downhill. The most famous cut level in all of the THPS games, and it's a linear downhill level full of tapes, an unreachable 4K collectible, and the end of the road is an indoor skate park. The scale of this is much bigger, hence the wide open space. Mall. The mall's layout hasn't changed much compared to the final version. Some notes include an unfinished SUV model, beta elevators, different shop signage, and there's another mall sign at the end, which was later replaced by a pile of boxes. Suburbia. Streets. This version of Streets is what you like to call a beta level. Well, actually, this level has barely started. It's very barren as lots of the entire level hasn't been modeled at this stage in development. Note that you cannot fall out of the level because this is a game engine thing on how actual bottomless pits are treated like walls that will send you to the opposite direction if touched. There are some beta glass textures, lots of placeholders, flat colored models, it takes place at night, and most notable, a stretched out alien texture used for this nondescript corner. Freeway. Freeway is the other cut level, but unlike Downhill, this level has every right to be cut. The Freeway had little to nothing to do, and is not designed for combos in mind. It's just a barren wasteland with some construction equipment on the floor, some sparse roads, a half pipe on the freeway, and a building that's equally incomplete as the whole level itself. Roswell. Now this is the beta level. Unlike Streets, this one is more complete, but this level is using pre-existing textures as placeholders. I mean, it does look kinda goofy when you see a UFO using rampant temporary glass textures, and the tank not only using metal textures, but the birdhouse logo as the muzzle brake. The vehicles from outside the map also use glass and metal textures. I mean, imagine a glass semi-truck. Downhill Jam. Lastly, let's jam on Downhill Jam. You wish this would have been a scrapped beta map, but the Birdman has spoken as this is his favorite, so seethe. There are some changes like the skybox, the more detailed dam at the end, and most notably, this weird thing in the middle of the track. Now, this one looks like an eyesore, so they changed it to make it a little more natural and harder. This is a patched version of the one we already covered. There are only a few differences, such as play 3 extra skaters, 1 extra level, and you're able to access the restart points from the get-go. Let's start with our new skaters. So these two guys exist before the Bird of Birdhouse was hired. We don't have their names officially, and the file names are just Rasta and Skater. The first guy, the fans called him Rasta Man, and his skateboard is the Jamaican flag, while the other is just Skater because he does resemble a textbook definition of what a skateboarder looked like. There's also a playable taxi for some reason, but that car plays just like the other skaters, and the difference here is the model covering half the screen. Test level, Suburbia. Suburbia is a strange level, a desolate place full of depression, quarter pipes you can't vert properly, a pool with no mesh inside, and you can skate on any surface. I mean, jump on this wall and you're skating sideways, jump on this ceiling and you're upside down, it's madness. There's also an oversized playground where you could skate on the slide, a drive-in movie theater, and a few houses with a mansion. Yeah, that's all there is in this Twilight Zone of a map. This level was one of those concept ones on where the arc direction of THPS is going. I mean, the aforementioned downhill did kinda look weird with the wide open space, bigger scale, and probably some slanted angular shapes, I don't know. Also note the strange terrain on this. Like the starting point had a steep hill between it and the drive-in, the comically large houses, and the roadblocks that are just glorified QP spines. Plus, there are no grindable surfaces. So you see these rails right there? Yeah, you can't grind them. The 2P versions of the levels. Now, the 2-player versions of the maps are different. Yeah, they're cut down variants, but you can play these on single player. So to save some RAM space for split screen, they removed the skybox, lowered the draw distance, and most notably, cut the maps down. The school walled off the gym area of the map. There's also an exit banner near the pool section, but you'll never get out of it. There's also the 2 ramps that weren't removed, despite being cut off by the wall. In downtown, only the park and fountain area is playable. Also, the cars have removed, and the car park is walled off. In the mall, the beginning, the end, the elevators, the upper floor, the water, and the Winter Roach SUV are removed. Lastly, in both Chicago and Downhill Jam, minimal things have changed. Chicago removed the outside scenery, and Downhill Jam had lower draw distance. The rest of the levels lacked a 2P version or only had 1 restart point. This one is the official demo. Not from one of those Pizza Hut demo discs, but from the official UK PlayStation Magazine issue 49. Yeah, the North American demo isn't on here because that one's already close to the final. But despite the magazine releasing in September 1999, the build we have takes place sometime after the April build, and long before the next one. The title screen is like the beta except the fact this is the European demo, so we have the Tony Hawk skateboarding logo. There's only single session and 2-player. You play as either Tony Hawk or Bob Burnquist, and the only stage is Chicago. The Skater Select screen is noticeably different, due to the fact it's awfully yellow with that garish MS Word art title for selecting players. And the Z in Burnquist's bio is in a different font. Obviously there's no level select, and we have a different loading screen not shown in the April build. The gameplay is a tad different. The HUD font is fixed, but there's no special bar. Chicago in this state hasn't changed, but at least you can perform those special moves, even though the 900 wasn't implemented yet. Pause screen still looks hideous, but the notable feature here is none of the gameplay, but the end demo splash screens. On the left hand side, we have a Neversoft logo that never was, and despite being a PAL game, there's an American ESRB rating. On the right hand side, the screenshot shown takes place in a different build that featured a stylized special bar. The first one is in downtown, and the other in school, and note the exit is now open. I don't know the whole plan of what's that for, but I assume this is a way to finish the level like the two linear ones in the final. This one had an interesting history. This is not a one-to-one build, but a hybrid mix between it and another proto dated 3 days later, because the disc given was damaged. Other than that, 5 years after the build was dumped, a user named Silverbuzz had the same build but in a much better condition. Differences showed up when the Neversoft FMV played accordion music. There's no intro FMV and the menus are practically muted. When selecting a skater, Ulysses Steamer finally made it in, and she's wearing a blue shirt, but she had the male grunting noises. The other skater also wore slightly different outfits too. Selecting boards affect the stats instead of adding them, and adjusting the turning does nothing. When it comes to selecting levels, the warehouse was a new addition and had text as a placeholder. School and downtown's thumbnail is in an isometric view, and streets used a not available thumbnail as a placeholder. One cool addition is the loading screen, where it's a little more interactive when you scroll through the objectives. The final game gives you a static screen showing the full list. The soundtrack is different. Notably, all of them aren't full songs, but instead 2-minute renditions made to match the usual length of a single session. Another difference is that they used a different Vandal song known as Change My Pants I Don't Wanna instead of Eurobarge, because the album for that one isn't out during the time of this build. In the general gameplay, filling up the special meter gives the skater a white threatening aura, just like the April build. The skate letters are colored but looked off, and you still collect those Sonic looking rings for extra points, but they're white. The newly added warehouse doesn't look like it's abandoned, but there are some apocalypse boxes for you to knock over. The texture work is rough, there's no outside windows for any rays to come in, and overall looks basic. School 1 leads much closer to the final, got rid of the awful fans, and the weird awning walkway now has a bunch of bonus points. The skate letters are close together, and the Freedom Wall is now plastered with a THPS poster with a coming fall 1999. The mall in Chicago isn't too different, but I encountered a weird bug where the heat ends while I was grinding. Downtown didn't seem to change much from the April build. It still has the parking garage and the arrow graffiti pointing at this particular brick wall. The rooftops have updated texturing, but still rough. Also, the skate letters is all over the place, where the A part is hidden at the infamous jump gap that requires speed, and the E is placed a little too high. Luckily for me, there's a cheat code for that. On the pause screen, hold L1 and press X, square, X, and square to buff your skater stats to 13, because Spinal Tap references are overrated. Downhill Jam changed that messed up looking section to the one we know and love. In the thumbnail, that billboard is far tilted, and it doesn't have that Mountain Dew logo, and Barnside doesn't look very different compared to the final. Streets on the other hand is all sorts of unfinished. Let's take a wild guess and say this is a third complete. First off, it spawns you facing the wall, and you can see all the placeholder and crude textures all over, along with sections that aren't modeled so you can see the void. The objectives here are incomplete. You can't collect skate, and they couldn't think of an objective that skater has to hit, so it's hit 5 of question marks. In the final, it's grinding police cars. Also, I encountered a bug where the score shown is always 13, but I'm guessing the cheat had something to do with it. Also, this level in Roswell doesn't play any music for some reason. There's only one small room that never made it in the final, which is this place under the big ramp you have to scale through. No idea why they cut that, guessing it serves little purpose. Roswell is more or less 80 to 90% done. Some parts needed texturing and I think the gaps aren't made yet. For the 2P variants, only streets in Roswell don't have that privilege. The mall is extended, the school doesn't have the ramps clipping to the wall, Chicago doesn't have the background scenery or the TV screens, Downhill Jam had lower draw distance and missing graffiti, and Burnside takes place in a gray void. There is also going to be a 2P game mode called Hoops. I can't tell what that game mode is supposed to be, but considering Hoops in a skateboarding game, I'm guessing this is a collectathon type involving those Sonic rings. This next one I shouldn't bring up because this is literally 3 days apart from our hybrid build. But within those 3 days, there is some considerable progress, so here's a quickfire segment. The Sonic rings are replaced by the number points tokens. Warehouse had the graphics overhaul to resemble the final version. Streets, single player version at least, is heavily updated with some sections need to be fixed. The truck options now affect the turning stats, and for the multiplayer, they cut out the Hoops game mode, which is understandable. The game mode wasn't programmed. Oh, and before you ask, no, Tony's 900 still didn't make it in. Now let's move on to the sequel's beta builds. This build of THPS 2 is our earliest version available, which was made for a contest known as the Big Score Competition, which went on from May 15th to July 28th, where players bust out a big score if they reach over 25,000 points, and they get a code to submit to Activision's website. Then the 12 winners of that would take a flight to San Francisco to that year's Summer X Games to meet Tony Hawk himself, and compete for cash prizes totaling $25,000. Even though the demo is featured in PlayStation Underground Jam Pack 2000, Official PlayStation Magazine 34, and Eurodemo 59, the true build is from March 29th, according to an Australian standalone demo disc. You want to know the immediate differences? Well, for starters, the reused Neversoft intro FMV, then the logo, then the menu where only single session, park editor, and multiplayer are available, though MP is changed to 2-player in final. The only playable skaters are Tony Hawk and Chad Muska. The only playable level is Marseille, and it's a 2-minute trick session. The access to the secret area is blocked off, and you'll get a bundle of 500-point collectibles, which in the final version doesn't exist, as the only collectibles besides objective ones are cash. Entering a level shows a splash screen of some new control features, and if you exit the level, there's another splash screen on other features that will be in the release version. Multiplayer only has Trick Attack available, however holding R1 while selecting the level loads up graffiti mode. The park editor had a few objects blocked off, so if you want to fill the level with either Neversoft eyeballs, punji pits, or random interactable objects, then you're out of luck because they're not available. Come to think of it, 4 sets of park pieces are locked off, and there's 2 themes available. You can't even set your spawn points either. Yeah, this is a standard demo, alright. There are some various differences than just that. For example, there's no dreaded big drop mechanic. Pulling quick grabs are labeled with weak tricks, such as pulling a quick stale fish is known as weak fish, for instance. Also, 2 songs are available, Heavy Metal Winter and Cyclone. The level order is different, and not sure if this is intentional or not, but since Marseille is the first one, then continues with Skate Street, New York, School 2, Philly, Venice Beach, the Hangar, located in Tajikistan, and lastly, the Bull Ring. One last feature is the sorcery of straight-up memory editing. Think GameShark codes, but focus it on the inner dwellings of the game's RAM. Don't look at me, I have no clue how it works either. I'm looking these up on the Hidden Palace, and there's a way to access the Creative Skater, but also play as him, along with Rodney Mullen. And yes, he has his own special moves. So the Creative Skater in this state of development is rough, but does have a lot of funny names in them. I mean, for starters, the second head option is Skinhead, with the face of Baldy, or the tank top with the chest of John McClane. To be frank, the customization is very limited. You can change the brightness and saturation with the shoulder buttons, but not the color hue itself, so expect green, gray, white, or black. Head options just change the appearance of the whole face. With the faces, you probably had the choice to change the skin color and sometimes the hair, and the cap option does mostly nothing, except for a cap front and cap back heads, which allows you to switch the logo. Upper options change the shirt, and the following chest, bicep, and forearm options does absolutely nothing. Lastly, for lower options, it has a lot of thigh and shin selections. Shoes, though change in appearance, does nothing. Now before you start asking if the demo had extra levels, there is no extra levels. Let's move on to the E3 2000 demo. This one had a lot more going on than the official demo. For starters, all the menus are available, most of the skaters are playable, and School 2, Marseille, New York, Skate Street, and Philadelphia are available at the start. Again, the levels orders are rearranged. So it starts with School 2, Marseille, New York, Venice, Skate Street, Philly, Bullring, and The Hangar, relocated to Mullet Falls, Montana. Oh, and there's one more music track, which is Anthrax and Public Enemy's Bring the Noise. When selecting a skater, only Hawk, Burnquist, Caballero, and Muska had written bios. Also, the creative skater is named Skater X in this one. Many of the skaters' outfits look different compared to our final release. Tony Hawk's shirts had different logos, Bobby B had a different Hurley logo for his main outfit, and Caballero's old outfit had the logo in the front instead of the back like in the final version. Kareem Campbell's hoodie lacked the brand logos, and his alt had the red hood instead of black. Jeff Rowley's first outfit had a different flip logo, and his alt wore a red Volcom shirt instead of white. Yelissa Steamer's shirt was more translucent, as you can see where her jeans end and her visible black bra begins. In the final, the shirt is more opaque, and her alt outfit wore all black with her hair down, while the final had a different look with her hair tied up. Lastly, Jamie Thomas had different shoes for his main drip, while his alt wore a zip-up Zero hoodie instead of a regular one. During gameplay, the infamous Big Drop mechanic was implemented, but there's no indicator on when you're in said Big Drop mode. Plus, the cash pickups are double as extra points. School 2 lacked the kicker ramp at the start. One of the rails on this roof is broken, it's missing a majority of the gaps, and in case you're wondering, yes, you're able to access the pool and gym with the one roll call rail. The secret area of Marseille is now available, and other than that, it remains the same. New York had a screaming woman as part of the ambience. You can access the subway by collecting a 50 near the subway door, despite the tokens are here. There are 3 Joey statues instead of 2, you can fall in the manhole from that kicker gap, and worst of all is the police sirens do play a lot in this level. Oddly, no gunshots or gang violence. I mean, this is New York, aka the most overused city in fiction. Skate Street looks finalized, but the secret areas are kinda buggered. To open up the door near the starting point, you have to grind the curved rail from the half pipe, and the other door is inaccessible from my knowledge. In Philly, you have to drain the fountain to access the skate park, because there's no way you can get to the one telephone pole without the ramp and rail leading to it. The park editor removed 3 sets of items, but lets you set a spawn point which looks different. It also had 3 themes available with names. Now it's time to get interesting. So this build had a plethora of cheats where you pause the game and hold the L1 button to input a combination. A lot of codes do all sorts of things, but the one thing I'm interested in is the Unlock All Levels cheat, where you have to input these. The first letter for each button spells Trustlust, or Trustless because there's no button starting with an I. Another being the Skip to Restart code, which access the restart points and most importantly, access the multiplayer version of that game's maps in single player. The Hangar's layout is almost the same as the final. Now apart from crude textures, the alcoholic anonymous billboards, the funky colored ramps and rough lighting, the only major difference is what happens if you grind a helicopter. It opens up a new section which is the control panel full of $20 bills. In the final, it opens the outside with a quarter pipe and secret tape. The bull ring during this time is very unfinished. I mean, you can definitely tell with the untextured scenery, lack of skybox, crudely animated legless bull, all the untextured brown piles of crap that spawns a 20 when run over, but luckily the loop still works. Finally, the Venice level was much different, and to add more of the madness, the multiplayer version is much larger. Sadly, playing the multiplayer version in single player just had a full house of glitches if I tend to explore, so it's only playable in split screen. In the single player version, you had a lot more room to escape from the outside, and since there's no terrain properties or kill planes, you can explore at your own leisure. Except the far beach parts and that inaccessible area you can't get to because how the game engine treats the bottomless void as, invisible walls. After some research using PSXPrev, turns out that this is supposed to be a parking lot section. There's also a random wall you can ride onto, which was later fixed in other builds. In the two-player version, the map is in a very early state, with only the terrain and basic models put down. The Venice skate park is full of rough textures and no graffiti, but the level extends further back with some buildings, a rough-looking car wash, and a hidden half-pipe over the train tracks. Unfortunately, most of the level lacks any grindable parts, some can't be wall-ridden, and yes, that skatable wall is also present. There's also Skate Heaven, Chopper Drop, and even the THPS 1 levels, but these can't be accessed by inputting the level select code. However, let's skip the THPS leftover maps and go with the two new ones. Chopper Drop is a very basic level, but despite the name, there's no chopper, or finish line. Skate Heaven is an interesting level since this is the first THPS level to have its own music, which is Space Ambience. However, in this build, you still got the same 3 tracks. Tony's Island walls are textured, while the rest have rough texture work using existing assets as placeholders. You can still access to the volcano secret which leads you to the animal chin ramp, but said ramp is roughly textured, including the top platform is all sorts of goofy graphics. Oh, and you can't leave the animal chin area, tried. This late build is not dumped by Cyrook, but this is part of a Hidden Palace community group buy. This one is built a month before the final version. The game still has the old Activision and Neversoft FMVs, but no other FMVs are implemented. Even though the game is playable from start to finish, there's still some assets missing, like the Matt Hoffman demo isn't included for one. Some skater bios are still missing, or even a way to get out of the game's early credits. What's still in this version is that the multiplayer option is still called that. The weird bugs in some levels like School 2's texture bleeding, some sound bugs, collecting cash still counted as points, and yes, the cheats. The Big Drop now has an indicator, and the skater designs are finalized. There are some interesting tidbits, like you can create 5 custom skaters opposed to 4, some unique parts for the park editor will be cut out in the final, and Styles of Beyond Subculture had the organ intro intact. You can't access the hidden skaters legitimately, so you have to input a cheat code from the main menu to access them. I'm gonna go on a limb and say the levels are mostly finalized with some minute differences. The hangar changed to secret area, School 2's broken rail is fixed, Venice's magic wall and Skate Street's outdoor secrets are also fixed, Philly's skate park secret is finalized, Chopper Drop had the heli but not the finish line, both the bull ring and Skate Heaven are fully textured, but Skate Heaven is missing his music. This next one is a PC build. So remember the bit I said on the previous chapter I said good luck trying to run this thing on a modern PC? Well, now without a community patch you can't play this properly. But this beta here is more broken than you realize. Before addressing that, you look at this menu screen and asking why are there PS1 buttons. Well, I'm guessing this is built off the PS1 version, then heavily reworked to get this thing running on Windows 95. Anyways, you can only access the single session, multiplayer, park editor, and the options. You only play as Hawk, Campbell, and Reynolds, and the only levels playable are Marseille and the park editor. The gameplay's HUD looks off. The score is blue, the timer is dark purple, and the Big Drop icon is different. If you want to know about gameplay, It's horrible. So let's go on a side tangent. Ever wonder why every video game doesn't usually run at 60 FPS, but instead around 24 to 30? Well, oftentimes it's not just hardware limitations, it's built like that. The gameplay here is actually running too fast, hence why Tony Hawk can effortlessly pull these spins on flat ground, unless there's a quarter pipe. Downside is that you can't manual or grind properly because you'll fall off as soon as you get onto it. Park Editor is also finicky, no thanks to the double frame rate. And to properly play this, you have to press P instead of escape to try. The 4 park themes are usable, though the outdoor one will have buggy graphics until you play it. One thing that's interesting is the 4th theme, which is in a Satanist type church. The final game's 4th theme is the school. Even though the builds dated between the E3 and the July builds, the notable difference between them are the lack of music, and literally part of the source code leaked into the game's data. This last one is the only Nintendo 64 version. Personally, I haven't played the N64 ports that much unless it's THPS 3, being the final game released on that console. Also, despite being released a year after the original PS1 release, there might be some minimal changes. For starters, the early THPS 2 logo. Even though the N64 port had some censorship to meet with the game's E rating, this build didn't censor the bikini girl on the objective screen. Come to think of it, the soundtrack is less censored, notably this bit from Guerrilla Radio. There's also cheats available at the start, but the secret skaters like Officer Dick, Spider-Man, and McSqueeb aren't selectable even though they're displayed clear as day. One odd bug comes from the Creator Skater himself, but this is more like Creator Krang because of the heads located at the stomach. Other bugs include weird collision, delayed inputs that ruin your combo, weird coloring on the money and skate letters, spending money to increase stats sends you back to this title screen, and to add the icing on the cake, crashes. Also, special mention is a timer, because it's all sorts of bugged, like having a randomly increased time limit every run, and a little more blatant, it counts down much slower here. So every run, despite the timer, is much longer than expected. The park editor still works, but there are some visual bugs. But can't tell if this is a simple 64 emulator problem or is it just like that. Especially the pools, which are hard to determine. Now for levels themselves, they remain true to the final Nintendo 64 release, albeit with the aforementioned rail collision bugs. Not a lot of levels in this build that stood out for me, apart from Venice, which is grey and foggy outside, along with the Venice transfer gaps don't seem to register properly. So about the other maps like Philly and the Bull Ring. Well, I usually get through the whole thing, but progress stops me dead when I can't get past Skate Street because it crashes. Every time. I bet there are some more minor differences, but still. But overall, this build is not very stable. It could crash at any time I've changed the stats or God forbid let me pass through Skate Street. Then I just suck at old THPS games. Wait, hang on. I have one more, but this'll be quick. This is from PlayStation Underground's Jam-Packed Summer 1999 demo. The first difference is the ESRB, which is rated E. We have a more blue and cyan logo, and lo and behold, a different title screen, now sporting the blues and yellows, and an alternate red logo. Overall, the demo plays the exact same as our Euro Demo 59 build, except the slightly different splash screens. I said slightly because only the backgrounds are different. Anyways, let's move on. So remember that bit I said that Tony Hawk isn't the first skater made for a game that bears his name? We're lucky enough to have a load of screenshots from a build of what I consider is the holy grail of THPS. The pre-Tony build. It's confirmed that Hawk wasn't the first skater, but Bruce Willis, reused from Apocalypse. Complete with gun, I think. Sadly, no, we don't get to see any pics of Trey Kincaid riding on a skateboard. The general screenshots here shows off the Green Hood skater and the earliest HUD with a special bar located on the top right. The orange font for the score and timer is likely reused from Apocalypse. So some screenshots from the early version of School 1. The first screen shows off a ramp, and the following leads to an early pool area. Note the power lines and lonely diving board in the distance, and in the center of the screen is the tape placed further away. On the right there's more hills instead of buildings. At the starting area, there are trees on the planters, but in the beta, there's only one tree on the planter and the other ones are bushes. These trees shown are 2D, while the others 3D. The gym area had some more equipment laying around, and the accessible walkway had a skate ladder inside. The earlier version of Downtown had all sorts of changes. There was a glass building you can ride on top of, there's a blimp cruising by, and the fountain area shows off the first and only photo evidence of Bruce Willis in a THPS game. Also note that the early skate letters are gray. Said fountain area had different lamps, and the following screenshot shows off the scrap subway section, complete with train. There are two screenshots of the freeway level. It takes place at night, the ground level had a large concrete tube, and possibly those mini trailers, but untextured. And the next one shows off the building under construction. Next is the downhill level. This one remains the same, but the difference is the lack of tapes, video, and the white skybox. And we have the earliest loading screen. According to these text documents, this one here is the very first THPS load screen. We do have trailers for THPS, and the OP of this trailer on YouTube claimed that they ripped this from a PS1 demo disc. A quick search leads me to issue 21 of the official US PlayStation Magazine demo disc, dated June 1999, which is 2 months after we covered our earliest build.
Y'all ready for this? Check this out. I know you gonna dig this.
The trailer showed off with an early logo in a flat black, white, and orange color scheme. We get some IRL shots of a few skaters, one of them is Tony, I don't know. Then we get to the gameplay, which featured the earlier versions of the school, downtown, and even a clip of the downhill level. The school clip, if I pause right here, shows a different background, where there's no brick walls in the distance, but green hills and some power grid, I can't tell. This clip is from the downhill level, notably the warehouse portion that will later become the Chicago level. The white boxes are supposed to be TV screens. The downtown level had some more footage, showing off the fountain area with an early version of one of the skate letters, and entrance to the subway. Pull and grab tricks on the rooftops. In this particular clip is a location of downtown I've never seen before, with a toll booth and a multi-story car park. The two skaters are from the April build, and funnily enough, despite being Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, there's no Tony gameplay. The HUD is different, and the gameplay shown you could increase time by busting tricks and combos. Ever wonder why you barely had any time in the skate park at the end of Downhill? Well, it starts to make sense why. Oh, and the music used is anything but punk rock. Maybe hip hop or techno. One last bit to mention is that this might be the only known gameplay of the Action Sports retail build Tony had, and you could definitely tell with the HUD in white text. I think they're also playing the downhill level, and it confirms that the Birdman is playable in that state. Another THPS 1 trailer plus gameplay from E3 also emerged, but this resembles the build we just covered earlier, but the timer is more spaced out. Another is a clip from GameSpot TV that shows off the same kind of build in the trailer, but also some interviews and Tony Hawk covered in balls from mocap. Then we have THPS 2. I don't see much in the commercials that stand out, but the old game trailer shows off some beta gameplay that we've seen before, like the collectible points are still there, the early version of this creator skater, where the next shot is the later version, and some gameplay with the custom skater and park editor. There are some early screenshots for THPS 2, but what I could scrape up is an early PC port that we just covered. Also, there's this magazine segment from EGM Magazine issue 130, dated May 2000. The first page shows off gameplay screenshots and an early version of the Creator Skater, which used a different font. The score numbers also use a different font, which is more blocky in appearance. Guessing these screens predates our March demo by a month or two, considering how magazines are made and written. Okay, so this is me in about 70% of editing through this chapter, and I had to re-record this last minute edition because I found a few extra pre-release images for both THPS 1 and 2. Thing is, I may be slacking on the fact that I didn't even think about heading to IGN on that point, and instead used some magazines, despite the ones found on the web had some slightly better pics. So for THPS 1, the very first screenshots are from the ASR and E3 builds. The ASR build has more clear evidence that Tony is indeed playable, including our green hooded skater. The ASR version of Hawk seemed to bear a different logo on his shirt. The early school had different kicker ramps, and the Freedom Wall is using video, just like the April build. I forgot to add these two screenshots from the website videogames.com. This build possibly took place before the ASR version. The notable difference is the HUD, where the special bar is completely different. Also the website. That's its own can of worms for another day, because if you ever think about searching for this website, the search engine will not give you the goods. A good place to start is the fact that it's a subsidiary of GameSpot, and used the Wayback Machine. I also discovered this trio of screenshots that's obviously a render, and not from the game. It shows off Tony wearing black, busting tricks in what looks like a bastardized version of the warehouse level. I mean, look at the comically huge quarter pipe. Look at that sad excuse of a half pipe next to it. Look at this thing hanging above that would remind me of the secret room. And note that Tony's board lacked any grip tape, but instead it's using the same deck graphic. Next for THPS 2, I was out searching for background music and wondering who composed the theme. I found this early menu screen someone used for a YouTube video. If you've seen the final version of the main menu screen, then the font's much different. Come to think of it, I think they were using the Price Down font. You know, the Price is Right, and famously used as the logo for Grand Theft Auto 3 and onwards. Also during that search, I found more early screenshots from Eurogamer but in a better quality. Hilariously, they even reused them in a retrospective article in 2012. More coming from IGN, which I had to dig through the bottom of the well. It's just more screenshots, similar to the ones in the magazines, but with some differences. Like a different timer, the Satanist-themed skate park shown in the PC beta, the extra I-beams in School 2, and an early Skater Select screen. I haven't mentioned this in the big score demo, but the manual stat was called Invert. Note the ridiculous amount of cash in the 9 medals. Yes, 9 whole-ass medals, 3 for each competition. Guessing this will get confusing, so they went with 3 medals instead. Also, there's an option to play a video bio, which is possibly the FMV shown if you beat the career of each skater. This was replaced by the ability to rotate the selected skater using square and circle. So yeah, that's the end of this shoehorn and there's nothing else to talk about here. So let's move on to a brand new chapter for the show. So, a major change in Season 2 of Lost Legends is that I moved the cut contents to be its own chapter. The miscellaneous was meant to talk about things that don't fit with the other chapters, You know, like theories, chatting with devs, etc. And since I talked about the cut contents there last season, why not move them to its own chapter? I also dedicated the concept art to be its own chapter too, as long as I got enough material to make it work. In this cut content chapter, we split off with a variety of sections, starting from graphics, unused characters, vehicles, weapons, items, levels, sounds, music, video, cutscenes, animations, debug stuff, and lastly some text or interesting code. If we have very little concept art that's too interesting to be cut out, then they will be moved to this chapter as the first thing we talk about. Oh, and since we're covering 2 games, we cover THPS 1 stuff first. Now back when I covered Turok Evolution, the PC version is a goldmine of lost content, but that gold will be turned to silver when I show you Tony Hawk's content. If I was also covering THPS 3, then this would take all day and I would have to talk about the bit related to some old alpha screenshots and the greatest piece of unused content known as Darren Throne's Pro Ping Pong. But alas, let's start with THPS 1. For concept art, this has proven difficult since THPS had remakes. 3 of them, and those had concept art. Luckily I have one from the OG version, which is this piece that likely predates the time Tony Hawk was on board. You can see the variety of characters like the Rasta Man, a kid, some guy in dreadlocks, another guy giving the finger, and a chick. Between the two are concept sketches for the title screen and the game's UI. Although this image is way too small to make out the writing, luckily the documentary had better resolutions of these sketches. Just below that is a perspective shot of a skater ready to roll down, which I'm guessing that this is during the short-lived phase of it being a racing game. There's actually a couple more concept art pieces shown in the documentary during the racing game phase, but you should go watch the documentary if you want to see that. Next we have these whiteboard sketches of downtown and freeway. These are indeed a complete mess to look through, but you could definitely make out the key locations like downtown's fountain area, the transporter jump, the no skating signs, and even the cut subway passage. Freeway from the beta is utterly bare bones, and this whiteboard along with this pen sketch shows what would have looked like if it's realized. Looking at this, you're able to reach back up the road, possibly from a kicker ramp made of pipes, dirt mounds, and other things. Note the goal list written in red, showing what kind of objectives they're supposed to do. There's also a sketch piece for the cut suburbia level, which is a small neighborhood with some houses surrounding the area, a big mansion placed further down, school bus, park, and a drive-in theater. I think most of these did made it in the level from the hacked beta. Lastly, for the supposed concept art are these 2 sketches for school and the mall. School was once dubbed Hillside High, and the ideas here did made it in, like the bridge, pool, walkway, and the whole lunch table's goal. The mall I could have appreciated a little more if it wasn't consumed by a wall of handwritten ideas. I think that's all for the concept art, so let's get on with the main meat of cut contents. Now, even though I only covered the PS1 versions, plus THPS 2's PC port and Nintendo 64 beta, I would cover the other versions besides the handheld. In the original PS1 release, we have a title screen that doesn't have Tony Hawk's name on it, and is simply called Pro Skater Work in Progress, complete with a 1998 copyright date. There's also some unused loading screens, a placeholder level select thumbnail, and various decks ranging from Birdhouse, The Firm, Zero, Shorties, and even Activision. The Dreamcast prototype from January 30th, 2000 contained various Neversoft boards, before it was replaced by Treyarch and Crave Entertainment. Continuing with the Dreamcast port, there's a placeholder FMV titled Max Steel. There's also some static logos of Activision, Crave, and Treyarch, used in some demos/betas before being replaced with FMVs. The Nintendo 64 version had a couple monochrome photos of unknown women. These aren't technically unused as they can only be accessed with the button combination in the pause menu. There are speculations that one of them might be Tony Hawk's wife, but I believe it may be the spouses of 2 different Edge of Reality developers. Don't know who though. Now for our beta stuff, I have a few things to show you. From the beta to the July builds, our two fictional skaters are still in there. No, not Dick and Carrera, but the Rastaman and Skater, who are likely replaced by them. What's also in there is Classic Concrete and managed to cling on to the final release. In downtown, there's some extra geometry placed outside the boundaries. Note that these are just the rows without the yellow line, which are separate brushes. In terms of graphics, there is also the classic Neversoft logo used as a placeholder for the videos used in the in-game levels. Also, we have the early special bar, and yes, that's the only graphic for that. Here's a text file that reviews files and names of levels that are in the April beta. To add the companion piece, there is an extractor that dumps the WAD's contents specifically for Neversoft games. In the text, there are file names referencing available levels. The Vans level is likely Chicago. After the two blank lines, there's 4 other levels known as PRSN, Tube, Roof, and Skull. Are they cut levels? I hate to break it to you, but no. These are actually Apocalypse leftovers. THPS The Sequel had some pictures. For one, there's a set of placeholder decks, an unused unavailable deck, a supposed gap menu, and believe it or not, there's THPS 1 levels in there. The TCRF showed off the levels from the PC port, but these exist in the PS1 version as well. From what I know, only the Warehouse, Downhill Jam, and Chicago are the official bonus levels in the Windows port. Levels like Downtown, Burnside, Mall, Roswell, and the School play absolutely fine. You know, if you know what you're doing. Streets in the beta's Freeway and Suburbia crash the game. There's also the beta Downhill level, but it spawns you outside the map, so you have to use a jetpack sheet to get there. In the Big Score demo, there's a model for the collectibles. You know, the skate letters, money, secret tape, and THPS 1 points. Only in this build, there's 6 unused triangles representing the head, shoes, shirts, pants, skateboards, and wheels. If I were to speculate, I'm gonna guess that these were meant to be like special collectibles for skater customization. I don't see collectible clothing options in any TH game, but in THPS 3 you can collect new decks. For the PC beta build, there's plenty of unused THPS 1 leftovers, such as the end-level splash screens where one of them mentioned a level called Hubba Hideout, these early menu screens, and even the beta goal pictures. Another tidbit that was cut but still exists in the files are the early UI for the park editor. In the final and beta, we have text with names and numbers, but in this one, we have wireframed individuals with a total of 35 pieces. What's also in this beta is a screenshot of the earliest THPS 2 main menu, showing off a basic list and a tiny rendition of the earliest logo, which is just the THPS 1 logo with a generic looking 2 slapped on it. For the N64 version, Private Carrera was removed and almost all traces of her were scrubbed off. Apart from her tricks, which are uncensored like the ho-ho hand plant. And yes, these do work apparently, you know, with the use of a Game Shark. In the Dreamcast port, there's an unused title screen showing the beta THPS 2 logo, and the beta THPS 1 menu but is in the PAL versions logo. Lastly, we go back to the PC port, and there's this unused tune. Oh, and lastly, some unused text with vulgarities. Nice. As the sales put it, THPS was released in the perfect time possible, but will it have the same impact if Tony Hawk didn't pull off the 900 Journey X games? Some other timeline will answer that. One thing that we'll not deny is that THPS might be one of the greatest video game franchises out there. Its sequel eventually became number 2 in Metacritic's top 100 games of all time, got inched out by the Citizen Kane of video games, known as Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Before you ask the question about what if THPS would have looked like if they stuck to the racing game bit, there is Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. This one may be the closest thing, but remember, THPS was planned to be a Top Skater clone. Even though there's like plenty of skateboarding games these days, one thing that THPS has against all of its competitors is how much of an impact those games had. THPS has pushed the careers of many diverse pro skaters, inspired millions of kids to skate, and even pushed the boundaries of skateboarding as a whole. This isn't just me saying it, it's the pros themselves. Forgot to mention that it also pushed some bands into popularity. Mainly Goldfinger had the biggest push with Superman, to the point their song lyrics is also the title for this excellent documentary I mentioned in this very video. Finally! I believe that covers it. Now THPS is indeed a nostalgia trip for many, but Memory Lane doesn't end here, with our last season's entry with its ambitious sequel. Season 2, Episode 2, hopefully the camera gets it right, Gran Turismo 2. But next video, however, it's not Gran Turismo 2, but it's a long overdue update related to our little half-genie friend right here, with a whole set of DS builds related to a game called Risky's Revenge, and then some. But if you're not into that, but into more like gameplay stuff, then Base 2.0, I'll be doing some Ultra Kill. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a busy month for me, but hopefully I'll make it there. And hopefully, for me at least, that's going to be the last of the whole hour-long contents for a while. Yeah, I have a whole hot streak of this kind of content lately, but I want to stop it right here and there. And Gran Turismo 2 is going to be a bit more standard, well, standard length, not hour-long content. Hopefully, that's going to be the case. For me at least. So anyways, I'll see you later. Bye.